Hello ladies and gentlemen, Gabesy here, back with some Hearthstone Arena. And today we're going to be playing Paladin, and first day of the official release actually, just happened today, so that's kind of interesting. A few minor changes to cards that we probably won't see in arenas anyway, but most everything is still the same as it has been. So anyway, before we get in the draft, Paladin is one of the stronger heroes in arenas, solely based on the card quality, the mana cost of the cards for the class cards themselves, and the strength of the hero power. So Paladins generally utilize their hero power for strong board presence, I guess you'd call it, throughout the game, since they can always summon a minion no matter what cards they have, and then use strong cards around turn 4 in the mid-game, such as Consecrate, True Silver, Hammer of Wrath, Blessing of Kings, to control the game. So we'll try to do that. First pick here is a rare. I think Young Priestess is probably the weakest of these because of the low health. Ancient Mage is okay if you desperately need spell damage, but I'll go Abomination. It's sometimes good for board clear, but more often you're just playing it to battle a 6 health minion of the opponent's. Alright, these are all quite poor, but Rifleman is the best of the worst, so we'll go with that. Elven Archer is fairly weak. Wolf Rider is okay, 3 damage for 3 mana. But as a Paladin with 1/1 tokens, Direwolf has quite a bit of extra value compared to other classes, so I'll go with that. Crocolisk is pretty terrible on 2 because it cannot trade up for a 3-drop and has no spell text. Rocketeer is pretty weak damage. Protector is one of the stronger Paladin cards for early game control, so I'll go with that. Stone Tusk Boar, or Stonebusk Tor, as I was trying to say, is terrible. Never drafted. Hammer of Wrath is fairly good for mid-game removal, but True Silver is the king. It's probably the strongest Paladin card. Yeah, I would probably say that. At least, you know, non-rare. Strongest Paladin common. Let's ignore rares and higher quality for now. It's really good though. So having 2 of these, maybe even 3 might be excessive, but you have to remember that in addition to removing stuff, it does heal you every time you attack. So it's not solely just a weapon, it's also a heal, which is what makes it very strong. Alright, rare choice here. Mana Act is terrible. Swordsmith is pretty weak unless you can protect it a lot. Mind Control Tech is great, especially if we can take something. Snapjaw is pretty weak. Silvermoon Guardian's okay, but I'll go Guardian of Kings for a decent late game minion. Again, that healing may come in handy. Redemption is pretty weak. It's worth noting that Blizzard, as in they, actually nerfed Secrets slightly. So Redemption is probably the biggest hit from that nerf recently. So Secrets cannot trigger off while you are playing. Or excuse me, you cannot trigger a secret of your own on your turn. So it has to trigger on your opponent's turn. So what that means is if you have Redemption out and you attack with one of your minions and it dies, your minion will not be redeemed. The secret will not trigger because it was your turn. So that makes it much more difficult to make good use of this card as it was in the past. Anyway, Noble Sacrifice also pretty weak, so we'll go Hammer of Wrath. Basically, the nerf to Secrets means Secrets are weaker than they were overall, and they were already pretty bad. So, yeah. Raider's terrible, Redemption's pretty weak, Crusader is great. Go with that. 2 pretty weak Murloc rares, so we'll have to go questing by default. Shieldbearer's terrible. Earthring Farseer, pretty good 3. Silverhand Knight's a great 5, and I think I need the 5. Yeah, I have quite a few 3s already. Oh my god, come on, draft. Give me some good cards. Sacrifice, Grunt, and Warrior are all bad. The least bad, I think, is Grunt because of the stats compared to the mana cost. So So this guy has stats of a 2-drop. This guy at least has 2/2 stats, kind of like the wolf and the Argent. So hopefully we can make use of him with something else that provides a buff or divine shield or whatnot. But it's still terrible. Light's Justice is a pretty weak weapon. Usually you're using it just to do 1 damage to the opponent every turn, and eventually you'll be able to kill something. Racketeer, again, Consecrate is the winner. Consecration, rather. I'm having trouble speaking, apparently. Anyway, it's a great card. And kind of fits in with the 4s, because I have just spell and weapon stuff right now. Footman is terrible. Nightblade is okay, but kind of weak stats, so Stormpike is the winner. 2 damage on Battlecry means he kills something usually, and then you get a 4/2 minion. Another terrible 2, another terrible secret, so Shattered Sun is fine. Stormwind Champion is a great late game minion, especially for Paladins and Shamans. Those other 2 cards are crap. This card is terrible. Hand of Protection is actually pretty good. It's a very cheap way to do a 1-for-1 trade. As long as you have a minion on the field, of course. But Consecrate is going to beat it, so we'll go with the number 2 on that. Patriarch's terrible. Argent Squire's okay, but not great unless you can buff her. So I think I have to go Brewmaster because it's my first minion that costs 4. Surprisingly. Grimscale Oracle's terrible. Humility's pretty weak. Older Peacekeeper is much better. So I'm going to go Hammer of Wrath. Equality is an amazing card. A very powerful, rare card for Paladins. Beats out these 2 cards. Sunfury is okay if you need taunts, but usually you don't. Footman again, Farseer, and man, I swear the random seed is like broken since the patch. I get the same 3 cards over and over. It's weird. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure we saw all 3 of these before. And as much as Farseer is good, Silverhand, I need the 5, so I'll go with that. I think, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5-drop. I mean, what the crap? These cards are so bad. All right, Nightblade beats out Grunt, I think. All my 2-drops are 2/2s. That's terrible. Protector again over Tiger just because of the curve. What is happening? Raider is terrible unless I have a True Silver. I only have 1 of them. So it's unlikely. So I'll go Worgen. Wisp is terrible. Tidehunter is terrible. Blessing of Might is pretty weak, but the best of these. Finally, some good cards. Holy shit, son. I mean, good neutrals, I should say. Like, we've seen good Paladin cards, but my goodness, the minions. Anyway, generally I would consider Sen'jin the best of these. Let's see what the curve is like. Yeah, I really only have 1 4-drop. And I have quite a few 5-drops, so definitely go with Sen'jin. Even though Inventor is good for card draw, Sen'jin's a better presence on the board. Okay, Rager's terrible, Redemption's weak, so we'll go Smith. It's okay stats. This is kind of a tough one. Between Protector and Blessing of Kings. Blessing of Kings is very powerful, but again, you have to have a minion on the field. And right now, my early game is weak. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 2-drops, plus a 1. And I think I have enough support cards between 2 hammers and a True Silver. So I'm going to go Argent number 3. That way, if I am forced to play a 2/2 on turn 2, which it looks like I will, at least I should have an Argent Protector to back it up, in theory. Alright, 2 terrible taunts again, so War Golem beats those. And last pick is a rare. I don't think Abomination, because I already have 1, plus 2 Consecrates. Blade Master's okay if you can heal it. I don't have any form of healing. Let's see, on 3 I have we'll say half. So 1, 2, another half, 2 of those, 3.5. Not very many 3-drops. But my late game is super weak. So I think I have to go Assassin. Even though I think it's kind of a weak card, at least it has stealth, so it's sort of a finisher. And I have enough Argent Protectors that I may be able to give a Divine Shield once it attacks. So that should be okay. Well, this deck is strange. It has kind of all the standard stuff you'd expect in a Paladin draft, but the neutrals are the problem. The neutral minions are very weak. So we have 3 Argent Protectors, 2 Consecrates, 2 Hammers of Wrath, a True Silver. So that's like good Paladin stuff, right? But these 2s, these neutral 2s are weak. These 3s are even weak, except for the Scarlet Crusader, because they're all sort of situational. Even this Shattered Sun is situational. And we didn't get that many 4 neutrals. 5s are okay. And late game is also okay. But no 6s. So, yeah, I would say this is average deck. Like it's missing a lot of that neutral strength that you're really looking for. And not a lot of synergies, no card draw mechanics. So I expect 6, maybe 7 wins out of this deck. Okay, game 1 against a Mage. Okay. Quality is usually a late game card. Argent, of course, is great. I don't have any 3/2s at all. But hopefully I can get another 2 that I can then Divine Shield and trade. Okay, well, there's my other 2.
Hello.
I mean, see, that's the problem. Like, playing these without using the shield is pretty weak. Since I have no 3 in hand, I'll have to save the coin. Plan to do a 2, and then coin a 4. No, that's unfortunate. Alright, well in that case I will summon 1/1. He'll use his turn to ping it to protect this.
I am master of magics.
Wow. I'm surprised he did that. Okay.
To battle.
So I can start True Silvering that down. It's probably the most efficient in terms of damage. It's a weak card. It's not really threatening. But if I played the Sinjin, which was the original plan, it wouldn't kill that directly, so I would have had to play the Brewmaster as a minion that would counter that thing. Wow. That's pretty unlucky for me. So I got the Consecrate, but I think Sinjin is the play. Another option is to Frostwolf Argent Protector. The Divine Shield would be pinged by his hero power, which means we'd only have 3 mana to play this turn. But if he uses a spell to get rid of this, then I guess he's going to Frostbolt. Yeah, okay, well, Sinjin got 2 for 1, so it's not bad. Really? That was your turn 5 play? Okay. Well, I should use my mana most effectively, and a 4/4 is almost as good as the 5/4 that I could play. My hand is very strange looking, though. So I should test if that is mirror by playing a weak minion like this guy. Okay.
This one's mine.
And he's got flame strike capabilities, so I'm going to return that and just give him 2 cards if he wants to do it. This sort of acts as a heal for 2, and I can make use of the battle cry again, so I can make this do 3 more damage. Which is not a big deal, but it's more to play around flame strike since it's turn 7. Wow, more secrets, huh? We'll assume mirror again. So this time I'll do Argent and Consecrate, I think.
Let me think.
If it's not mirror, it could be Counterspell. But either way, this would be the right target for my Divine Shield.
Time for killing.
So Consecrate gets 3 for 1. And I'm in a pretty good spot. He can't clear the board with Flame Strike on this turn. Blizzard's pretty good though. Play the Assassin in case he drops a big minion. Plus it's immune to Flame Strike. Alright. I mean, when I say immune, I mean it can't die to it right now.
I've got the beast in my sights.
Oh, aren't you disappointed that stealth prevents that battle cry? Poor bastard. Well, Hammer of Wrath is not bad here. Let's see, I have 12 damage, 15, 16, 17, so I'm 1 short. Oh wait, no, let's see. I think that's it. 12 plus 6. Yep, I know math. So it turns out pandying this actually mattered. Isn't that interesting? See, that's the kind of game. That's why playing mages is so brutal. It's like spend all that time playing around the possibility of the existence of Flame Strike. And you never know. Sometimes you just never find out if it actually was in the hand or not. But the fact that it could have been there means you're severely hindered. It's brutal. It's brutal, man.
Uther versus Uther. I will.
Alright, game 2 against a Paladin.
Demands retribution.
A Paladin. Well, Protector is a 2. But I think I would rather get a different 2 that then could be protectored. So I'll risk drawing one. And it didn't work. Oh well.
Well met. Well met.
Well, I think summoning 1/1 is fine. Since I get the opening 1/1 summon against a mirror. And I have an equality. I'm going to do it again. Coin. Storm of Night. That's pretty good. I'll true silver that.
For justice.
And unfortunately, the heal goes off before the attack occurs. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but in this case, unfortunately.
Reporting for duty.
So he didn't want to place something on 4 there that would be killed by my weapon, I suspect. I will go with the silver hand play. Yeah. Would like to keep summoning 1/1s since I have an equality, but this is stronger for my board. What's he got? Yeah, that's pretty good. Still, while he got half a card advantage, he loses tempo. This is a bad turn for me, though. I don't want to open up to consecrate.
Reporting for duty.
So I think I'm going to play slow.
Reporting for duty.
Okay,
I wonder. I wonder. Let me think. I hear you got a problem. For justice. The battle. This is mine.
I'm going to think a bit about that one. I think that's the right play, though. Get a big minion out. I do wish I had another Argent Protector in hand, though, for this, but... Fortunately, half my minions in hand are really susceptible to consecrate, so I'm trying not to play too many for that reason. I think Wolf is fine here. Kill this with this. This can kill the 1/1. One, two, three, and then summon a 1/1. Yeah, that's fine.
This is my responsibility. If you insist.
Reporting for duty.
I'm going to assume that... No, never mind. I'll put that on that side. He may be inclined to consecrate here. He won't get a lot out of it.
Follow the rules.
So, in the draft I was talking about True Silver being the best common Paladin card. That's because of Elder Peacekeeper. I think that's the best rare card. It's incredibly powerful. So,
I wonder. Let me think.
can't do enough damage to kill him. One. One. Consecrate kills those two.
Let's move quickly. Let me think.
Yeah, that's fine.
To battle.
If you insist.
Join or die.
I'm getting low enough on cards, I probably should start summoning 1/1 tokens every turn. That's pretty good.
Let me think.
But not quite yet.
I've got a huge
Or die.
Yeah, this deck needs a Cult Master really badly. Or something. Lay on hands. I mean, I'm in good shape still, but it's just... I have to go so slowly and carefully, since I have no card draw stuff. So we should kill the 4/2. Nope. That's not bad. I'll go ahead and use it. Ah, too bad. So I think I'll summon a 1/1 and a rifleman to finish that.
reporting for duty. Locked and loaded.
Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually quite a bit more with Stormwind. I think it's time to attack. And he can draw a card, since I've threatened him with lethal now.
Put your faith in the light.
Are you kidding?
Reporting for duty.
That's insane. Oh well, he loses, but still, that's ridiculous. So remember I was saying the best Paladin neutral is True Silver, and then I was like, oh, the best Paladin rare is Aldar. Well, here's the best Paladin legendary. Of course, it's the only Paladin legendary. It's a trick, but anyway. I can actually kill it with equality, and then he dies. But that's insane. That, I mean, what the... I don't understand the draft quality I'm seeing. Like, in a round, an arena I played before this one, I didn't record. I saw dude play 2 legendaries in the same game, and like not even shitty ones. Like, here's my Ragnaros. How do you like that? Oh yeah, well here's my Alex Straza. Like, what's happening? It's tough to beat.